Okay guys, yesterday I was watching a video from Secular Talk from Kyle, and he's basically a left-winger, he's a liberal, and he was explaining why he considers himself an agnostic. And he was raised Catholic, and he began to make his case for agnosticism by saying that when he was a child, his family said that God created everything in 7 days. When he grew up, he learned about the theory of evolution and the Big Bang. So he made the case that those two ideas are, against one another. Okay. He did not study the Big Bang Theory because the Big Bang Theory, most people don't know, but was actually invented by priest Georges Lemaitre, a Catholic Monsignor, okay, in the 1920s, I think. So he saw the Big Bang as an evidence for God, not an evidence against God, just so you understand. He was a priest. Now, Kyle continued his argument saying that, okay, the universe appears to be designed by somebody. But if you say that there's a designer, who designed the designer? And then he mentioned Richard Dawkins, the God delusion. I mean, the idea of a uncaused cause, which is God, came from the Greeks, essentially, the Greek philosophers, especially Aristotle. And that Greek philosopher was the first to study the science of logic. The first logic book came from that guy, and he wrote a book called First Philosophy that people know as Metaphysics. And in that book, he explains why, using logic, there is a necessity for a beginning, and that beginning needs to be eternal, immaterial, and not caused by anything else. Okay? He made the rational argument based on logic that he himself discovered, and that later on was improved by Saint Thomas Aquinas, that Richard Dawkins did not understand. Each argument from Thomas Aquinas requires at least 4 or 5 pages to explain. In The God Delusion, Richard Dawkins tried to explain all the 5 arguments in just 1 page. So it didn't work. He doesn't know philosophy. Okay? And the Big Bang points to a beginning not only of matter and energy, but also of space and time, because Einstein said that time and space are related to matter. If the Big Bang was the beginning of matter, it was also the beginning for space and time. Now, people like Stephen Hawking, who is a physicist, believe that the universe literally came from nothing. Really. They believe that there was just a type of law or a vacuum before the Big Bang, and that literally out of nothing the universe came into being. I don't think that is a reasonable explanation. And the idea of a designer is reasonable because the universe has information. So something needs to inform, to apply knowledge from outside to inside. And so I believe the Big Bang is a good evidence for God, not an evidence against God. Then Kyle mentioned the founding fathers as deists, but he forgot that John Adams, the second president, was deeply Christian. And I think one or two other founding fathers were also very Christian. And he mentioned Bible myths. Of course, he doesn't know theology at all. But from history alone, we know that Jesus existed. Most professional historians agree with that, even atheist ones. And we know that Christianity, who defends to be the truth, was the founder of the first hospitals. The Christians created the first hospitals and the first universities in Europe. For example, the University of Paris was of Notre Dame Cathedral. The Notre Dame Cathedral had a school that the church transformed into Sorbonne. I think that's the name of the college, the University of Paris. And besides all of that, it's funny that Kyle said that there are things that we cannot possibly know, so he's not a rationalist. He knows that there will always be things that we cannot possibly know for sure by analyzing nature. That kinda makes the case for religion, because religion says exactly that. There's things you can know through science, but there are truths that you need to receive from revelation, that need to be revealed to you. Okay, so I'm gonna make a few other videos to explain the arguments for the existence of God. I was an atheist myself. As a teenager, I was an atheist. I changed my mind, but that's it. Thanks for watching.